Okay, this is the white privilege test. I think everyone should take it, regardless of color, regardless of race, regardless of religion, regardless of male or female, heterosexual or gay. You should take this test. Peggy McIntosh, Associate Director of Wesley College Center for Research on Women, describes white privilege as an invisible package of unearned assets which I can count on cashing in each day, but about which I was meant to remain oblivious. White privilege is like an invisible, weightless knapsack of special provisions, maps, passports, code books, visas, clothes, tools, and blank checks. Now, this is what she said in 1989. The following are examples of ways white individuals have privilege because they are white. Please read the list and place a check next to the privileges that apply to you or that you have encountered. At the end, try to list at least two or more ways you have privilege based on your race. Okay, number one. Let's see. Sorry, I'm also writing this down so I'm able to remember my answers. Okay, one. I can arrange to be in the company of people of my own race most of the time. Yes. Two, I can go shopping alone most of the time, pretty well assured that I will not be followed or harassed. No. I can turn on the television or open to the front page of a paper and see people of my race widely represented. No. Um, when I am told about national heritage or about civilization, I am shown that people of my color made it what it was. No. I can go into a music shop and count on finding the music of my race represented into a supermarket and find the food I grew up with into a hairdresser's shop and find someone who can deal with my hair. Well, that's like three things in one. And that's actually number six. I skipped number five. So let's see. Uh, yes, yes, yes. Number five would be I can be sure that my children will be given curricular materials that testify to the existence of their race. No. Number seven, whether I use checks, credit cards, or cash, I can count on my skin color not to work against the appearance of financial responsibility. No. I am not acutely aware that my shape, bearing, or body odor will be taken as a reflection on my race. Wait a minute. I am not acutely aware that my shape, bearing, or body odor will be taken as a reflection on my race. Nope. Uh, Number 9, I can worry about racism without being seen as self-interested or self-seeking. No. I can take a job or enroll in a college with an affirmative action policy without having my coworkers or peers assume I got it because of my race. No. I can be late to a meeting without having the lateness reflect my race. Yes. Okay. Number 12. I can choose public accommodation without fearing that people of my race cannot get in or will be mistreated. No. If a traffic cop pulls me over or the IRS audits my tax return, I can be sure I haven't been singled out because of my race. Wait a minute. Okay, number 13. I'm sorry. I am never asked to speak for all of the people in my racial group. Nope. 14. I can be pretty sure if I ask for to talk with the person in charge, I will be facing a person of my race. No. Okay, 15 was a traffic cop pulls me over. Or if the IRS audits my tax return, can I be sure I haven't been singled out because of my race? Nope. I can easily buy, I guess it's supposed to be BUY, college educated bitch can't spell, buy posters, postcards, picture books, greeting cards, dolls, toys, and children's magazines featuring people of my race. I think yes. I can choose blemish cover or bandages in flesh color and have them more or less match my skin. Yes. I can do well in a challenging situation without being called a credit to my race. Yes. I can walk into a classroom and know I will not be the only member of my race. Nope. And number 20, I can enroll in a class at college and be sure that the majority of my professors will be of my race. No. Racial privilege is only one form of racial privilege is only one forms of privilege. It's supposed to be form. Again, this is a college woman. What are other examples of privilege? E.g., privilege based on gender, sexual orientation, class, and religion. Can you think of ways one might have privilege based on these factors? E.g., I thought it was supposed to be IG, but e.g., that you do not have to worry about being verbally or physically harassed because of your sexual orientation, or you can be sure that your religious holiday will be acknowledged and represented in store displays, classrooms, discussions, etc. Please list these forms of privilege. Okay, since we're at the bottom of the page, stores represent in their windows whatever holiday they want. Whatever holiday they don't want to do, they don't do. That's up to the individual store. Um, discussions, etc. Not everything is discussed. Not everything white is discussed. Not everything black is discussed. Not everything of anything is always discussed all the time. It's impossible to do that. Okay, the checklist. I can arrange to be in the people of my race most of the time. Yes, if I choose to, but so can black people. So can Asians. So can Hispanics. So can Indians. If you want to do that, you can do it. Doesn't matter what you are. I can go shopping alone most of the time and pretty well sure I'm not followed or harassed. No, no one can guarantee that. Oh, but if you're black, poor you, pity you. I've been followed in stores too. Harassed? Any bozo on the street can walk up and harass you. And it doesn't have to be because you're white. It doesn't have to be because you're black. It doesn't have to be because you're a woman, although I think majority it is because of women. You're a woman. Whatever the case may be, anyone can walk up to harass you. It's not, there aren't too many people who can sit there and say, yes, I'm sure nothing will happen to me. Maybe if you go to those high end stores where they'll actually sit you in the back if you're a celebrity, give you champagne, and show the clothes to you. But that privilege is not white. That privilege is green money. Number three, I can turn on the television and or open the front page of a new. No. First off, I don't have television anymore. So whatever shows I go and look at, I have to actually go. But most of the stuff I watch is on YouTube, and when I turn on YouTube, it's mostly black stuff. Everything I see is mostly about black people getting arrested, news stories related to black people. I'd have to actually go look for something on white people because it doesn't come up that often unless it's to say white people are racist. Number four, when I am told about national heritage or about civilization, I am shown that people of my color made it what it is. No, what I am told, black people made this country and are owed for it. So there were no poor white people? The first person to ever own a slave in America went to court to get the permission to do this was not black. People need to check their shit out and get it straight and knock it off with the brainwashing. Number five, I can be sure that my children will be given curriculum materials that testify to the evidence of their race. No. Nowadays, you're given materials that tell you if you're white, you should be ashamed. I was never in school and gotten materials saying that if you're black, you should be ashamed of yourself. If you're Hispanic, you should be ashamed of yourself. I never had that. Number six, I can go to a music shop and count on finding music of my race represented. Into a supermarket, food I grew up with, hairdresser, find someone who can do my hair. Okay, I said yes to all of that. If I go into a store, a music store, I could probably find a Bon Jovi CD or a Reba McEntire CD or Dolly Parton or Def Leppard or whoever. But I'm also guaranteed I can find En Vogue, Anita Baker, Whitney Houston, any black artist. I have never seen a music store that caters to only one race. Never. But the race baiting in this quiz is way over the top. 7, whether I use checks, credit cards, or cash, I can count on my skin color not to work against the appearance of my financial responsibility. If I was to walk into a store, no. I think it would definitely my me being white would play a factor into shit. I believe that. And not in a good way. Otherwise, if I do it from my home, no, because who knows what color you are if you're doing stuff over the phone or online or you send a check in the mail or a money order. Nobody knows. Nobody knows just by your name what you are. We can all guess and we can be wrong, and I mean all is all human beings, not just black ones or not just white ones. But you can't. Even the names that seem overly white or overly black, hey, if parents like the name, they're going to give it to their kid. It doesn't matter what color their kid is. 8, I am not made acutely aware that my shape, bearing, or body odor will be taken as a reflection on my race. No. First off, I'm big. So right then and there, I'm going to get told, well, you're white. You get enough to eat. Okay? Bearing, I don't know what that means. I truly don't. So while I'm here, let me look up that word and see what it means. I know about catching my bearing or getting my bearings. B-A-R-I. A person's way of standing or moving. No, it will go against me. I will get made fun of. And it doesn't matter if the person making fun of me is black or white, it will happen. It will just happen. Number 9, I can worry about racism without being seen as self interested or self seeking. No. Case in point, a black guy, a black man named Sis, calls me White Lady Ellie. But if I was to say only all the time, oh, that black guy Sis, I would be in trouble for racism. It doesn't matter that he is black. It doesn't matter that he is a guy. I'm white. I'm saying it. I'm racist. Let's see, 10. I can take a job or enroll in college with affirmative action policy without having my coworkers or peer assume I got it because of my face. No. Because even white people think white people are in colleges because they're white. Not that they earned it. Yeah, the ritzy ditzy class will pay a bunch of money and get their kids into school, like Lori Loughlin tried to do. But that's not the average white person. Again, that's about green money. Um, and no, especially with black people. If they see a white person doing better at a job that they're not, they immediately say racism. You can only say that if you're doing a good job. You can't say that if you're doing a poor job and you should just get what the white person who's doing a better job is getting. You can't do that. You can't even do it the opposite way. If the black person is doing a way better job than white people should shut the fuck up and do better. Um, I can be late for a meeting without it being a reflection on my race. Yeah, I have never been told because I was white. That's why I was late. Okay? I can choose public accommodation without fear that people of my race cannot get in or will be mistreated. Nope. Nowadays, if black people want to turn around and say no whites allowed, they're allowed to do that. And I understand this happened in the past. I'm about to be 54. In my 54 years, I never saw any place that did not allow black people in. I never saw it. Hispanics, Asians, Indians. The only time I ever saw separation was Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. You could be a brownie if you're a girl, Cub Scout if you're a boy, Girl Scout a girl, Boy Scout a boy. That's it. It was never, oh, well, these are the white Girl Scouts and these are the black Girl Scouts. It was never that. It was mostly arts and crafts and selling cookies, but it was never, ever, ever a thing of, oh, black people can't come in. Um, I am never asked to speak for all of the white people of my racial group. No, I'm never asked, but it's put on me, especially in the sector of YouTube I'm in. One bitch named Queenie kept saying, oh, well, you know how your people act. Bitch, human beings are everybody. You want to separate? You fucking separate. Keep your black self over there with whoever you want to be with, and I'll keep my white self over here with whoever I want to be with. It should be equal. No, but it's going to wind up coming out what I just said is racist. But if Queenie said it and she's black, that's fine. That's fine. 14. I can be pretty sure that if I ask to speak with a person in charge, I will be facing a person of my race. No, I will face an Indian person, especially customer service people. And that's not my race. If a traffic cop pulls me over or the IRS audits my tax return, I can be sure I haven't been singled out because of my race. Not anymore. Not anymore. Nope. There are black cops out there, just like there are white cops, who will pull over someone for the color of their skin. It happens. It's not right. It happens. And the IRS was a tool of the government. And there are still workers there who will target white conservatives. Banks don't want to do business with white conservatives anymore. Well, that's racism because if we said, okay, our bank is mostly white, we don't want black people in it at all, do you know what would happen? Do you know the riot that would happen, the destroying of the building? Yeah, but that's that melanin again, right? Makes them so docile. Um, let's see. Traffic stop. I can easily buy posters, postcards, pictures. Yes, I can. Because I can specifically go shopping for these things. If I wanted a poster of Madonna, I could just type in Madonna posters into a search bar and it'll take me to places who sell Madonna posters. If I wanted Whitney Houston, it's the same thing. 17. I can choose blemish, cover, or bandages in flesh color and have it more or less match my skin. Yes, but I wouldn't care if I had one that looked like it was more toned for black people or whatever. As long as it's covering up my cut, I don't give a damn. 18. I can do well in a challenging situation without being called a credit to my race. I have never been called a credit to my race. I have never looked at a black person and said they're a credit to their race. Stupidest shit I've ever heard of. I can walk into a classroom and know I will not be the only member of my race. I was never in a classroom that didn't have a hodgepodge of people, a potpourri. There were black, there were white, there were Hispanic, there was Indian, Asian. I've never been to a classroom where it was all just white. Never. 20. I can enroll in a class at college and be sure that the majority of my professors will be of my race. No. You go into a public elementary school. You don't know if they're going to be white teachers, black teachers, Hispanics. You don't know all that. So, okay, number 6 was 3 different things, but that counts as one. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 yeses. Now, it doesn't say, um, okay, let's see. At the end, try to list at least 2 more ways you have privilege based on your race. I've never seen that I have privilege because of my race. That's why this is so crazy to me, like affirmative action and DEI. Maybe in the past that shit was needed. It's not needed now. And I think the reason most people, and it's mostly black people, bitching about the affirmative action being taken away, what do you see online? A lot of people don't know how to act. They want to act like trash. The women want to twerk and rub their twats all over everything. Look at Lizzo that time. What was it, like a McDonald's or something? And she's rubbing her bare ass on the counter. Bitch, food goes there. It's not because you're black, it's because food goes there and that's your ass. I mean, according to science, Amber Heard is the most beautiful woman in the world. Okay, whatever. They say follow the science, whatever. If she put her skinny little white ass on a fucking counter where food has to go, I'd be pissed off. And it's not just because it's food, it could be at a clothing store. Your bare ass does not belong anywhere except in your pants. Now, this is not the normal white privilege test I've taken. The ones I've taken say, can I be sure that I can move to a community where my race is mostly represented? No, there is no guarantee where you go. You may see a couple of people and think, oh, but you haven't seen them all. You don't know all that's there. And then there was a question on other tests about it's white privilege if you can go and pick a decent school for your kids. Black, white, Asian, Indian, whatever. Who doesn't want a good school for their kids? Who doesn't want their kids to get a good education? This is all race baiting bullshit. You should be hired on your merits. If you're looking for someone with a college education and I'm going up for that job and a black person with a college education is going up for the same job, I ain't got a chance in hell. I don't have the fucking college degree. The black person does. And if all the other qualifications are met, more power to you. Good luck with the job. No, but there are a lot of black people who will say the things I'm saying are completely racist. All this bullshit. You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. I've met black people I like. I've met white people I like. I don't like everyone in the white race. I don't like everyone in the black race. But you have videos where black teachers are teaching kids, especially white kids, they're bad because they're white. It's out there. I don't care if it happens once. One time is too many. If a white teacher is trying to teach a black kid they're bad because they're black, again, get that white bitch the fuck out of there. Kids are in school to learn, not to learn to hate each other. And thanks to the Democrats and Obama and the woke society, people are at odds more than ever, and it shouldn't be that way. You want to be segregated away from white people? Get your ass the fuck away from them. No. Who is that Black Lives Matter bitch? Patrice Cullors? She made all that money off of black people, Black Lives Matter, all this other shit, and moved into a ritzy ditzy white neighborhood. Rosie O'Donnell, it's not racially equal here, so you move to a mostly white country? The fucking Obamas moved to a white area in Connecticut, and Michelle Obama, that fucking cunt. Oh, it's white flight. It's white flight. Well, it was black flight that you didn't go back to your neighborhood in Chicago. You went to a white neighborhood. Why? You thought it was a better neighborhood. There is nothing wrong with that, but if a white person does it, there is. Oh, they're just trying to get away from black people. Well, from what I've seen, majority of black people don't want white people around. Especially in the sector of YouTube I'm in. It's just fucking crazy. All those questions, anyone can answer. The other white privilege questions, anyone can answer. But if a white person does it, there's something wrong. Come on. There are all things we want, bottom lines, deal breakers that we will not change our minds for. And I'm not saying our minds meaning white people, because if you think that, you're one of the degenerates that shouldn't be here. It's anybody, black, white, whoever. You know? I can go into the store and buy a Coke. A black person can go into a store and buy a Coke. What's the big deal? Nobody is saying, oh, well, that black person needs to pay more money because we don't want them in here. Where does that happen? I can only speak on my experiences and what I've seen, and that's never happened. You've gone through that shit? Oh, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do about it? I'm not the one who did it. I'm not the one who did it. Why the fuck should I be responsible? Anyone of any race, any gender, any religion could take that test. And maybe they'll get all yes, maybe they'll get all no, maybe they'll get half and half, who knows? But it's pretty deranged people trying to put us all against each other and wanting it to stay that way. That's a problem, but when you promise one section of society, you're the victims, you're the poor ones, you're the ones going through all the shit, you deserve reparations, you deserve this, you deserve that, the scales get tilted in an unfair way. And it's only by beliefs, and beliefs can be really strong. We all have to deal with each other. Period. And that's it. You take the white privilege test and see how you come out. See how you react to the questions. See how you answer the questions. Because I guarantee you, this white privilege, black people have it, Asians have it, Indians have it. The only ones who I don't think have this is the American Indian, which I think is almost extinct. Black people want a bitch. Oh, we're only 13% of the community, of the human race, whatever. What are American Indians? No, but cater to black people, cater to the migrants coming over the border, which I'm sure there were some whites sprinkled in there or whatever. But they would want the same things white people do, black people do, Asian people do. Who wouldn't want to move into a nice neighborhood? Who wouldn't want their kids to go to a good school? Who wouldn't want to go shopping in a supermarket and see foods that they actually recognize? This is also stupid and it needs to stop.